natural leader, highly professional, meticulously organized, disciplinarian. These, in a manner of words, are how friends and peers describe the late Bob Bartlett, whose influence was felt across the state of Pennsylvania during his tenure as Highway Secretary and as president of the Pennsylvania Highway Information Association. Bartlett, however, made his greatest direct contributions to the aggregate industry as a president of the National Stone Association, an organization in need of executive leadership when he joined in 1986. Born in 1931, Bartlett joined NSA shortly after the consolidation of the National Crushed Stone Association and the National Limestone Institute. The combined organization's co-presidents retired early in 1986, creating a need for a strong voice at the top of the newly formed association. Bartlett ultimately emerged as that voice among 200 applicants, steering the National Stone Association to new heights for more than a decade. Bartlett was the ultimate recruiter, doubling the association's membership and attracting key producers into the organization. He inspired a number of aggregate stakeholders to work together for the betterment of the industry. He taught the industry to be proactive with the Mine Safety and Health Administration, as well as with departments of transportation at both the state and national levels. He also showed the industry how to be better neighbors. Bartlett also elevated the collective voice crushed stone producers projected onto Capitol Hill. At NSA, Bartlett helped to establish a multi-million-dollar endowment through a partnership with the National Aggregates Association. The Aggregates Foundation for Technology, Research, and Education, which NSA and NAA jointly sponsored, established the Center for Aggregates Research, offering the industry the opportunity to influence pavement design based on quality aggregate properties. Around the same time, Bartlett developed StonePAC, the political action committee that evolved into the modern-day RockPAC. Bartlett was also very strong on safety in the industry, which at one time had a very poor safety record. Additionally, he steered the industry through the turbulent economic years of the 1990s, which were especially challenging for a number of aggregate producers. But working for Bartlett was no easy task. He had very high expectations of his staff. Yet his demanding approach delivered a number of positive results, including a stronger association financially. As one industry friend and peer recalls, Bartlett was the consummate disciplinarian, running NSA at times like a general. A graduate of West Point, Bartlett approached every task with a level of seriousness. He respected the position he held at the National Stone Association, and holding that post was something he was deeply proud of. To Bartlett, every task he approached revolved around bettering the association and the greater aggregate industry. According to Bernie Grove, a Pitt and Quarry Hall of Fame inductee who worked closely with Bartlett at NSA, "We couldn't have found a better representative. Bob was controversial at times, but he spoke up and represented the industry extremely well. I was proud to have known him and proud to have worked with him."
This is actually pretty overwhelming. I was really close with my grandfather, and so just seeing all that, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm a little like, wow, this, we didn't know what to expect, I guess. And so I'll try to read this. My family, speaking on behalf of everybody, especially my grandmother, who is thankfully still with us but could not be here, we are very, very appreciative and thankful for this. My grandmother has told me about 5, 6 different times to make sure I said thank you from her. So thank you. It's an honor to accept this and recognition for him. But more importantly, while I know he would be very, very grateful, I also know that he wouldn't make this about himself. He would be up here and he would talk about all the people that he worked with and all the people that he knew, which was everybody, it seems like, and all the other people that contributed to his individual success, but the success of what he was trying to accomplish as well. So I guess I'll just try to fill his very big shoes for a moment and say thank you to any anybody who may have contributed as well, because that's what he would focus on. So thank you. And if he was stubborn at times, or I forget the specific words that were in that presentation, but if he gave you a hard time, it's all right. We all know that. But he got things done. So thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. Again, I would like to express on behalf of the entire family, and certainly my mother, again, she told me 5 or 6 times as well, to thank everyone. Carol, she came with Dad to a lot of these events, and as many of you know him, he was in his element in this very type of event. He did know everybody's background, history, college, and he was really a man for all people. And he would engage people unknowingly in the grocery store, meetings of this nature, and he would do it with fluidity and ease. And I've had so many people over the course of the years come to me and say what a great guy your dad was, and it would be very humbling. I will say that in the video, that he was noted as a disciplinarian. Well, I'll tell you, he got that way, and I'm very proud in saying that I helped him perfect his skills. So, thank you. Thank you. And I can go on, and I don't want to make this about me. I'm very honored on behalf of my father. He was a great guy. He was very passionate about this industry, and he would love to see all of you take it to the next level and continue on with his legacy. Thank you all very much.
Good evening. I'm Paul Malad, and I just want to say a few things about Bob Bartlett. Bob Bartlett was a major mentor to me, and I talked about this today at the Board of Directors meeting. Bob Bartlett started so many programs at NSA, now NSSGA, that is really defining who we are and where we are. I talked about this morning. In 1991, Bob pushed us to start an Environmental Safety and Health Committee, the Young Leaders, and ROCPAC. And it's amazing how far we've come since 1991. We started ROCPAC in 92. We started Young Leaders in 92. And it was Bill Grayson got Charles Luck to be involved in starting the ESH division, and it really was a game changer for our association. It gave us credibility. It gave us a future with young leaders, and it gave us political connections with ROCPAC. And I met Bob Bartlett in the late 60s when he came as the Secretary of Transportation at the time, Pennsylvania, and dedicated a bypass around my hometown. And I played in the band, and he was then part of L.B. Smith, and I got to know him really well. And he was really the person who made it possible for me to be chairman of the association and then get involved further. And I was the chairman when Bob retired. And I have some video I want to share with the family. I've shared with a lot of the people in this room of Bob's retirement video that was just spectacular. And it summed up what Bob did for his family and our industry and for many of us individually. And I just wanted to say I'm so proud that Bob, he sent me a personal note when I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it was the most important note I got from anyone concerning my induction. And Bob Bartlett was a special person that we miss a lot, and he did a lot for the industry. So thank you all.